Would you rather stick your finger in 20 people's mouth or have 20 different people come and stick their finger in your mouth?
I don't want to do either.
But if you had to pick
If you
one,
had to pick now, don't
You
do
get to
don't do
stick-
that woman shit.
No, I'm not doing no woman. I don't like spit, so I don't
Okay,
want my
okay.
finger, and I don't want your.
Okay,
I
but
don't.
you gotta
We ain't
pick
saying
one.
that.
Okay.
You gotta pick one.
I have to pick one.
You get to stick your finger in 20 different people's mouth or have 20 different people stick their finger in your mouth. Which one would you rather do?
I am not confused because I'm trying. Both. Okay. Stick my finger in a bunch of mouths, or have someone stick their finger in
A
my
bunch of
mouth.
people stick their
A
finger in
bunch
your
of people
mouth.
stick their
I'd rather
finger.
stick my finger in a bunch of mouths.
Correct.
I want a bunch of people
That's
sticking
that's
in
the
my
equivalent
mouth.
to the male penis. See how that work?
And we can't like y'all know y'all be holding that nut in y'all pussy 5 days. It's scientific. It live in y'all vagina 5 days when you get skeeted in.
And a lot of dudes ain't gonna. It's a small percentage in pocket of men that don't want to cheat because they have went through that stage and they had a different phase in life. So what I'm saying is, looking at the ages, most people settle. That's concentrated gonna be between 22 to 32. People gonna be building
I
families,
think
and
I
married,
think
whatever.
this is another issue they don't that parents don't tell, especially their daughters, is what age range you should be dating and what to look for. If you're a woman that wants to date a certain type of man and a man that doesn't cheat, it should be a man that you should be just out here looking for anyways. Like you should probably date a man that's experienced life earlier than later. You should probably date a man that's probably had money more so his entire life than a man that finally amasses wealth after y'all get together. You're gonna get that nigga that's broke to that nigga that get rich is gonna be two different men. But if you date somebody that's pretty much had money the bulk of his life, he knows who he is. You know who you're gonna get. Like I said, if this is a guy that has lived life early, if he's been fucking, bitches since he was, 13, 14, 15, it ain't gonna be nothing for him to say, okay, I really don't want that at 35. But if it's a dude like he's a late bloomer or he's figuring out how to get women now, that's a little
In
different.
his 20s, oh
Yeah.
yeah, he finna be a savage.
Yeah,
He finna
that's
go
different.
crazy.
Run through 'em all day.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think like a lot of women aren't taught the type of men to search for depending on what type of relationship that you want. Also, you gotta understand they don't teach y'all what to look for if a man is reckless too. Like I don't know if a woman, because y'all all, like I said, y'all all have the same story when it comes to dating. Y'all supposed to be the smartest and most educated, but y'all the most manipulated motherfuckers on planet Earth. I don't be understanding this shit. But yeah, I always get manipulated, but it's like, why haven't you dated somebody or picked somebody that has done what he's needed to do in his life?
You don't think we have done that?
No. Most of the women that I hear that has their dating experiences like, I dated my dope boy or it's my high school crush. Y'all ain't never really dated a nigga or the nigga that was popular in college. Like it's the typical stories that y'all hear. Or then y'all finally meet a nigga then y'all finally get older, then y'all meet this nigga. Well, he's the first nigga that had his own house, own car, but he was a fuckboy too because you never had that as well. So now you can experience something else. So it's like y'all get all of these experience in different parts of y'all life, but y'all have never sat down and thought about what am I going to get during these experiences and times in my life. So like I said, like you later in life, if you 35, oh, well, I finally met a man that he's got a loft, he has his own car, he can pay for me to go on dates. Like I hear this so much when I'm talking to women that's my age. Like so many women haven't had that because they last time they really seriously dated was a nigga that was 25 10 years ago. She been heartbroken, so she been riding the cock carousel. Now she want to do a real relationship, and now she's dealing with an older nigga or a nigga that got his shit together, and she don't even know how to deal with that aspect.
Over with.
So it's like y'all never sit and be like, what's the pros and cons? Like it should literally be when you dating a nigga, y'all should put a sheet up or put it on the wall, or how y'all wait till New Year's Eve or the day after when y'all got vision boards and shit. Y'all should do vision boards for niggas. Y'all should just have it at the pros and cons of this nigga I'm dating.
You don't think we don't do that?
Fuck no. And if y'all hold on, and if y'all do, y'all cannot be doing it correctly. I would hate for you to tell me right now that y'all women sit down and have a list that y'all draw out of pros and cons of nigga and y'all still pick wrong. I hope you're not finna
It
tell
ain't
me
even
that.
so much that said. Take it a step further and add to that. You really sit down with your mother and father. Most women, they sit down with the mother and father and say, "Hey, this is," or they sit you down and say, "Hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to look for. This is what you need to stay away from." That ain't the thing. Letting the women do trial and error dating. So you get some of this emotional damage that can't be easily repaired. So you just filling it out. This dude, oh, he was the wrong one. Oh, I had a child by the wrong one. What? And that's just the whole soundtrack to our community. You had these broken homes popping up every day. Well, it's so much trickle down effect, like the girl that got killed and tortured by 10 different people, 7 to 10 different people, coming from a broken home, coming from a home that ain't fulfilled and got that love in there. So what they gonna do? They gonna distribute that pain. So a lot of people be doing this and don't understand the ramifications of what they done did, the type of environment which is gonna produce a certain type of person.
Or on the flip side, let's talk about the people who have came from that type of environment, that has came from love, that has came from people, nurturing them, pouring into them and giving to them. And you go out here in the dating world and you think there's other people like you. That's rare. Like people coming from I didn't understand until I really it took like high school when I started realizing that most people did not come from a background that I came from. My mother and father has been married. I'm 35, so my parents have been married like 45 years.
Those be the ones that
right?
you need to run away
And so
from.
it's weird when I'm dating young ladies. My father, I used to always tell me when it comes to that, you should date a young lady that comes from the same background as you. And I'm telling him, nigga, it ain't no that ain't the case.
It's hard, bro.
It's not. I'm not meeting women who come from the same background, where a mother and a father. He always just say, make sure the father is strong. I'm not meeting those type of women. Every woman I have ever dated has come from a household where it is the mother raised them, or it was some women have strong co-parenting, but it was always the mother raised them. And you go to school, you meet these women, you talk to these girls, you go to college, you do the same thing, you be in these workplaces doing the same thing, and you like, damn, don't nobody come from an environment where two-parent household. And when I did see that, it was in church. But then you start realizing you going on church council, Deacon Johnson daughter freaking in the motherfucker out here, sucking dick like a fool.
I don't know. I think
PK
that's I feel like that's real suggestive because I've done had a man that come from a two-parent household, parents still married, and they gave me fucking hell.
But did he give you hell because that's where he come from, or did he give you hell because he had to adapt? Because what you learn quickly is after you've been out here dating, that so many people don't come from love. So many people ain't looking for love in a relationship too. So I think
it's a mixture of both. Just because you come from a two-parent household does not mean your life is
that's
squeaky clean. That's
nobody's saying that.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean your dating is going to be much better. It can be much worse. There's a lot of people who stayed married and hated each other.
Yeah,
that's why divorce rate is getting higher. Back then, they had no choice but to be married. There was nothing to do. A woman depended on a man, and it's like now that we have independence, that's our fault too. Oh, y'all are independent. Y'all can think for yourselves.
But y'all are the ones complaining about y'all independence now.
I honestly
hold on, but let me finish what I said. Y'all are women that are complaining about y'all independence now. I see every day. Hold on. Every time I get on Facebook and scroll, women shouldn't have to work. Bitch, what the fuck y'all fought for?
I don't know what that.
Hold on. Every day, I see this shit, and it's getting ridiculous. That's why we have this argument every fucking day. 50-50 is on my timeline every day. But I don't understand. Bitch, you fought for equality. So if you want equality and you want equity, both in the same, then why would it be asinine to ask you to go half on these motherfucking bills?
That's because these young hoes got this conversation circulating, not bitches my age for real, unless they birds. Like, what type of women do y'all have?
Hold on, see this.